Alright, welcome to my channel. This is Lock Chuck. What I'm working on today is this Anchor Las I borrowed from Chris Capoon. It is a 810-1. It is not a guttable padlock or just a tainer lock. I do not have a key to it, so I'm just using this key to reset the discs. So to make it work. They're all the way counterclockwise. I'm gonna pull the key out. As you can see, it is locked. I did have some struggled to get this pick the first time. I don't know how many hours it was. It starts out, you pick from the back up to the front, but you don't get any feedback on these front ones. They just spin freely until you get each disc into a gate. So once you get them into either a false or true gate, you start getting more feedback, but you don't get really good feedback until you go back and start getting these in true gates, and then as you start progressing that way. But I had so much trouble, what I actually ended up doing is I took the back profile disc, knocking it out, so that way I could get better feedback on these, because I was making the sidebar actually teeter. So if the back is in a gate, you know, it kind of tips that forward, but if you knock it out, it causes the sidebar to tilt the other way, and you can get better feedback on these front. And then once I kind of got those finally figured out, I was able to drop that one back and then just keep working on trying to find the true gates. It gives, once you start getting that, it gives really good feedback, but I wasn't able to interpret too well until it almost turned, and I went back and finally found the gate that had the least amount of wiggle room in the gate, which I figured out that was like an alloy test, and that was the one that ended up being the true gate. Whichever one I found was shallow was not in the true gate. It was one disc. Once I knocked it into another gate, it opened up finally. But that was many hours of picking. So, because I didn't have a key, and yeah, so, all right. So I'm gonna just put my pick in, and I'm gonna go just like I did with the big one here. Let me see. I can't read my Let's turn my lock sideways here. Is that the right scale? Nope, not the right scale. So all right. So I'm gonna go all the way to the back, and again, try to get on that last disc and make sure it's turned all the way clockwise. It is a profile disc, so I may not be doing too much talking. Just kind of got to get it. And I had to print a spacer because I was having so much trouble with the pick not staying aligned. Oh, there we go. Profile. So it's turned. So it is a zero cut, and it goes all the way. So now after I come out of that one, I'm going to flip over so I can use my dials. And I'm using the flat side of the... So this disc has no false gates. So it is a zero cut as well. Got one false gate there. And I believe that's the so wide. I almost think that's the true gate. Okay, got one. Well, I hit one gate and it binds up. So a lot of times what I'll do is if it doesn't want to come out of a gate, I leave it and go to the next one. Got a little click there. When I kind of go back to that one, it stops. A little bit of rotation there, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, it doesn't want to come out of that gate. That's usually a good sign with this one. If it doesn't want to come out of the gate, it's pretty close. Okay, so no gates on this one. So that clicks is when it gets back to 0. That's the 0 cut. Usually when on Anchor Lasses, when it's a 0 cut, there are no other gates on it. Little click there. Does not want to come out of it. So I'm gonna go back to that first gate. It did not want to come out. And one thing about Anchor Lasses, you got to rotate it really far to get it to, and right there it didn't go back to 0. It went right back in that gate. So I'm gonna leave it in that gate. Okay. And we got it open. So, all right, it was not that easy the first time I picked it. I do kind of, after that, learned the bitting and the feedback a little bit more. Now if I can get my pick out. Maybe. All right, so it's out and it's unlocked. So, oops. Unfortunately, I can't get it to show you the discs. But anyway, thanks for watching.